Hey, my name's Coco. Thanks for joining me today. I will be leading you through a 60-minute basic yoga class. We'll work the full body today, but we'll have a little bit of focus on the glutes and the hamstring. So today we'll be focusing on the third and fourth yama as well. The idea of asteya, of non-stealing, of being content with what you have, and the idea of brahmacharya, the right use of energy and using our energy in the correct way. So grab anything you need to grab and meet me on your mat.
So let's make our way to child's pose, bringing our toes to touching in the back of the mat, letting our hips drop down towards our heels, walking the fingertips out wide and into the top of the mat, and setting the forehead down on a block or the mat. Then take a few moments here to settle into your mat, to notice the sensations in your body, and to just breathe with them. Noticing the noises around you, maybe a scratching dog, or maybe the other household appliances for people. And then begin to notice the feeling of the air on your skin. And then come back to the feeling of your breath. Just your natural breath in and out through your nose or your mouth. Walking your fingertips towards the top of the mat, reaching out a little bit further, and coming onto the fingertips here, like tenting the fingertips like you have a little cupcake underneath them. Bringing this a little bit deeper into the shoulders, rocking the forehead side to side. And then let's all take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale it out through the mouth. Yeah, really staying connected with the floor of the mat here. And beginning to feel that groundedness. Coming to your mat and landing here. Knowing that for the next 60 minutes, you can follow my guidance. You can move how you need to move. And you can always take child's pose if that feels good to you. I'm just here to help lead you on your yoga journey. So we'll take a few more breaths here, maybe bringing the hands to prayer, letting them drop over the back of our neck. And I just want to talk a little bit about asteya, non-stealing, the third yama. So this idea is kind of about being content with what you have, right? Like, I know most of us don't go out and steal, but this idea goes beyond that. It's about abandoning the intent or desire to steal material or a talent somebody else has. Maybe a relationship or a gift somebody has received. Maybe even an achievement or time. So just abandoning the intent or desire to take what does not belong to you through any form of deceit or exploitation, through deeds or words. Resisting the urge to steal. Nice. We'll gently walk the hands up, coming to a tabletop pose, bringing the knees into about hip-width distance, stacking the shoulders directly over the wrists here. And let's all just curl our toes under here. We're going to take a couple little hip circles. So just getting nice and sassy, taking nice, big or small hip circles, really pushing into the hands, noticing that if any pops or cracks come up, that's just the body saying hello to you. Finish the circle, and then we'll take it to the other side. Yeah, letting it come into maybe your lower back, keeping your gaze down at the top of your mat, keeping your neck long. Yeah, my hips are really cracking today. I just got a massage, so maybe that's why. Nice. And then we'll come back to tabletop. We're going to flip the hands towards the back of the room. Our thumbs are on the right and left side, and the fingertips are just pointing behind us. So we're just going to gently bring our shoulders kind of right over our fingers. So really bringing the stretch into the front of the wrists here. Taking a nice deep breath and sending it all the way down to the base of the wrists, maybe the fingers. And then gently bring the hands to the right and left side. We're going to swivel from the left over to the right. We're not really swiveling, we're just shifting. Going over the shoulders. Just working into these tendons and these ligaments that we use all day long. Nice. And then we're going to flip the backs of our hands onto the mat. Yeah. Feeling free to take this as far as you need it. We're backing off, right? So this can even look like this. This can look like really leaning over and leaning back. Just taking the breath into the sensations and not attaching to a story of why you can or cannot. Go as deep as you think you should, right? So one more nice deep breath here. And then coming back to center, bringing the hands out. We're going to sit back on the heels. Bring your hands into little claws and just bring them to the outsides of the room. Tiny little circles. And then flip them towards the inside of the room, tiny little circles. And then coming back down onto our hands. Nice. We're going to extend the right leg out towards the right side of the room, keeping the foot connected with the earth here. So our hips are nice and square. Sometimes we need to walk that knee out just to give ourselves a little bit more space. Nice. And keeping all four corners of that foot on the earth, we're going to slowly extend our hips back down towards our heel. And then inhale, come up, and then coming back. So this idea of asteya, of non-stealing, let's explore it a little bit. So sometimes the urge to steal comes from this idea that we are lacking something, that we are powerless, or if we are comparing ourselves to other people. Sinking back to the heels, coming up one more time, and then coming back to center. Let's take it to the other side, extending that foot out, maybe moving some plants out of the way, and just coming, rocking back and forth as quickly as or as slowly as your body needs. So listening to your body. Yeah, just really digging into what your body is asking from you right now. Beautiful. We'll do this about 3 more times. So comparing ourselves to others, or just like thinking that we are lacking something. Like we come from a society where we're always told we need the newest and the bestest and the greatest thing. So it's kind of implanted in us that we, if we're not keeping up with the times, we're lacking. So gently coming back through center, bringing the knees underneath. Let's shift our hips to the left, take a look over our right shoulder, coming into a tiny little C shape. And then take it to the other side, hips to the right, look over the left, tiny little C. Back to center, nice. We're going to extend the right leg out towards the back of the room, keeping the toes on the ground here. And now you can even pick your toes up and kind of really just curl them under here, or keep them where they're at. We're going to rock the heel towards the back of the room and come forward. Rock the heel towards the back of the room and come forward. Slowly working into the bottom of our foot, into our calves and our hamstring. Yeah. So asteya in daily life can look like when you wish you have something or an ability that somebody else has. Even when you worry about the past or the future. 3 more times on this foot, staying very Or when you hold on to prejudices or like kind of a holding grudges, right? You're stealing this kindness that you could give to somebody else by holding on to these negative things. Setting that right foot down, let's bring the left foot out, extending the toes, really curling the toes under, and shifting the heel towards the back of the room. Working into the calf and the ankle. Nice. So to abandon this desire to steal relationships or achievements, a great way to do that is by rejoicing in not just what we have, but what others have, right? So instead of wishing we had something that we don't, by focusing on what we do have, we are putting our thought into gratefulness, right? And abundance and gratitude equals abundance in life. So the more we're grateful for, the more we have to be grateful for. One more time here, and then gently setting that knee down. We're going to sink back onto our heels, curling the toes under here. So our shoulders are stacked over our hips. We're going to extend the arms out. The hands are in line with the shoulders. Then we're going to bring the right hand over the left and reach around for our upper arms or our shoulders here, tucking the head. Maybe walking the fingertips a little bit back further on the shoulders. And giving yourself a nice tight squeeze as you breathe into the bottoms of your feet. And you feel your shoulders begin to open up. So being content in what you have and rejoicing in the way things are. That way, when we realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world opens up to you. Lao Tzu says that when you be content with what you have and you rejoice in the way things are, when you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. One more breath here. And then exhale, release the hands, come down onto tabletop, and let's just slap the feet out on the top of the mat a few times. Nice. Beautiful. We'll just sink our hips back onto our heels. We'll extend the arms out in front of us, bring the left hand over the right this time, and reach for the upper arms or the shoulders, tucking the head, giving yourself a nice tight squeeze. Bringing a little bit of movement here, maybe rocking in your torso. Yeah, just opening up in the shoulders while hugging yourself. If you're watching this during the current time of the pandemic that has been going on for a year now, we haven't been getting a lot of physical touch. So just giving yourself the hug you need. Nice. And then gently release the hands out, bringing the hands down onto the ground, coming back into tabletop pose. Making sure that the knees are nice and hip width distance apart. We're going to come into thread the needle pulses. So we're going to plant down into our left hand, extend our right hand up, stacking our shoulders. Inhale here, and exhale, thread that needle down without bringing the head down. We're just going to pulse right back up, coming into that twist. Inhale, and exhale, bringing that right hand underneath the left. Inhale, up, and exhale. Last one, inhale, up, finding that twist, and then exhale, let's come into thread the needle. Setting the right temple down, extending the left arm out in front of us. Yeah, keeping the hips nice and square to the mat. Maybe bringing your hand on your lower back just to make sure it's nice and square. Maybe bringing that left hand underneath the shoulder to help push yourself up on that shoulder if you need a little bit more. And then just breathing here into that shoulder girdle. Yeah. We hold a lot in our shoulders, so just breathing up, opening up, making space. Making space so that we can feel our sense of self-reliance. of resilience, of inner richness, of resourcefulness. These are all important ideas of asteya, right? Maybe coming to a mantra for the next 3 breaths here, saying, I am resourceful. I am complete. I am becoming my best self. Begin to slowly unwind here, bringing that left hand underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, find that twist. Bring the gaze up, bring a little smile to your face, and then exhale the hand down. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale, reach that left arm out, stacking the shoulders, finding that twist, and then exhale, find that thread the needle pulse. Inhale, up and open, exhale, pulse. Inhale, up, open, 2 more times. Inhale, last time, and bring that hand down, coming into thread the needle, reaching that right hand to the top of the room, maybe wrapping it around, finding a half bind, maybe bringing it under your shoulder to really open up here a little bit more, and wherever you're at, coming into those mantras. I am complete. I am resourceful. I am becoming my best self. Nice. 2 more breaths here. I am resourceful. I am resourceful. Bringing that top hand underneath the shoulder. Inhale, unwinding, untwisting. Oh yeah, bringing that hand down. Beautiful. We're going to slowly bring the chest down between the arms, coming into a sphinx pose here. So bringing the elbows nice and tight to the body. We're going to bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders and the hands out in front of us. We're going to really root down into the pelvis here. And let's bring the feet to like a nice little wide leg stance. The tops of the feet are in the ground. And we're going to look about 10 inches in front of us towards the top of the mat to keep a nice long neck. And taking a moment here to not only stop yourself from comparing yourself to others, but to stop this idea of comparing ourselves to what we think society thinks we should be. Taking a moment here to stop comparing ourselves to others and to stop trying to be what society wants us to be, right? Like that's a form of asteya too, of trying to maybe in our deeds or our words coming from a sense of lack or not being good enough and trying to make ourselves somebody we're not. Nice. We're going to gently bring our gaze over the right shoulder, stretching through the neck as we gently open up the back. Coming back through center and over to the left side. Nice. Gently back through center. And then we're going to bring the hands right now, right next to our ribs and just lower all the way down. Resting the forehead or cheek. Just not doing anything for 1 more breath. And then putting our weight into our hands, into our pelvis. We're going to inhale, slowly roll up into baby cobra, keeping the elbows nice and bent. And then exhale, roll back down. Inhale, roll up. Maybe taking it a little bit higher, maybe sinking a little bit lower. Listening to the body, not trying to push yourself, not trying to hurt yourself, but trying to sync up your breath and your movement. Nice. 2 more times, and these undulations, these little cobra waves. Nice. Coming all the way down. Bring the hands out to a T and just rest a cheek here. Doing nothing for 3 breaths. Yeah. And it's like when you realize that everything that you need is right inside of you, our strength, our intelligence, our love, all of the love, then there is nothing to look outside for. So these next 2 breaths, just taking in a nice deep breath, feeling the love that feel these next 2 breaths, just filling up with love for yourself and for others, with strength for yourself and others, and knowing that the whole universe lies inside of you. Nice. We'll gently bring the hands underneath the shoulders here, pushing up to tabletop, walking the knees underneath the hips. We're going to come into a couple cat-cows here, feeling free to get as crazy or silly as you want. We'll drop the belly, take the gaze up, and then exhale, curl everything down. Inhale, coming up. Holding where you need to hold. Exhale, curling everything in. Moving to where you need to go. Maybe again, those C shapes. Maybe taking little circles with your whole body. We'll take a couple more rounds, 3 more breaths. Trying to not compare ourselves to anything. Trying to not wish that we had what others have. And feeling full and complete right here and right now. Nice. 1 more round each side. And then coming back to tabletop, we're going to walk the hands forward, sink the chest down, keeping the hips stacked over the knees, and come into puppy pose here. Opening up through the shoulders, dropping the heart down to the chest. Maybe tenting those fingers up. Yeah. Breathing here into any of the sensations. I am resourceful. I am complete. I am my best self. Nice. 2 more breaths here. And then gently release out, walking the hands right underneath the shoulders. We're going to curl the toes under here. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet as needed. Taking off the socks as needed. Yeah, I'm just really bending the knees, maybe shifting forward to a high plank, maybe doing some rolls. Just really walking it out, feeling it out. Nice. Really spreading through the hands, dropping the head between the biceps. And then find a few moments of stillness here. Next, we're going to talk about the 4th yama, brahmachaya. Next, we're going to talk about the 4th yama, brahmachaya. Next, we're going to talk about the 4th yama, brahmachaya, the right use of energy. So taking 3 more breaths in this downward dog. The right use of energy. So this leads us to consider how we are using our energy. And right now you're on your yoga mat, hopefully breathing well and feeling your body. So right here is a great use of your energy. Nice. Beautiful. So now we're going to come up onto the tippy toes here. We're going to take at least 4 steps and meet our hands at the top of the mat for a forward fold. Bending the knees as needed and dropping the head.
Yeah, and just letting everything fall down towards the mat as you really root into the feet. So this idea of the right use of energy. So in order to be the best versions of ourselves, we need to use our energy in the right way. First off, by listening to our bodies. What do we need to eat well? What do we need to drink to be well? What do we need to put in our minds so what we're consuming it makes us grow, makes us more knowledgeable? Let's grab opposite elbows here and gently rock side to side for ragdoll. How are we spending our time? Are we watching things that are mindless? Are we reading things that are mindless? Are we interacting with people who help us grow? How can we use the things that we consume to help us grow? In the science of Ayurveda, they talk about how everything we consume, from what we put in our mouth to what we put in our mind, makes up who we are. So as humans, 2 more breaths here, as humans, we get this choice of what we get to put into our mind and our body. Rooting down into the feet here, we're going to slowly roll all the way up, letting the head and the neck be the last thing that comes. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold. Bring the hands up to the tops of the shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bring the hands down to the earth. We're going to come into this walking uttanasana, this walking forward fold. So we're going to just gently bend one knee at a time, letting the other knee straighten. Just really working into the hamstrings here. Yeah, nice. One knee and then the other knee. And then we're going to slowly roll all the way back up. Bringing the hands up into heart center. Nice. We're going to inhale, bring the arms out to cactus arms here. This light kind of isn't working. And we're going to really just root down into our feet. The palms are facing towards the front of the room, and we're going to open up, draw the elbows to the back of the room, take the gaze up. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands to touching the elbows towards one another and tuck the chin. Inhale, open up. And exhale, close, tuck the chin. Inhale, maybe take the gaze up further, maybe tilting the chin back. Exhale, close. One more time. Inhale, open up, hold here for one breath. And exhale, close, bring the hands together, tuck the chin. Nice, we're going to interlace the fingers here, put them on the top of our head here. Rooting down into the feet, we're going to drop the right elbow down towards the right side of the room. Taking our gaze up towards the ceiling, past the left elbow. Inhale, come back up to center. Maybe swivel a little bit, and then exhale, drop that left elbow down, bringing the right up, the gaze up. Inhale, the other side. Exhale, up. Inhale, left side, last time. Exhale, up. Release the hands out, Release the hands out. Bring them all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees here.